What's up, guys? Artil Boy here. Today we're doing another video. Today we're taking a look at the British Avon S10. Let's begin. Yes, we're now finally get to talk about the S10. Now, I did a full disassembly video, probably a while back. I mean, like 2021 to be exact. That where I kind of got that from. But yeah, so this mask was introduced in 1986 through 2014. It actually was used. It actually became more of a replacement for the S6, which that's a pretty interesting, weird mask that I don't have, unfortunately. But yes, there's also kind of and the one I have was like the pre-midlife version, as it's called as, because it has that more approved on the buckles type of deal. So it's kind of pretty interesting about it here. And you could probably see from... So, yes, this one's going to be... The mask itself is made of rigged butyl rubber, with like the eye lenses being rather made of plastic, and has that more like pushed into the thing as for the eyepieces themselves. It's actually called as a plano lens, which is kind of really interesting about it here, but okay. Here's also another thing that's noticeable from the S10 and rather from the SF10 is this one actually has the voice diaphragm can be detachable, but this one, that's not the case on this one. Of course, there's also the well-known exhale valve, like entire, like also voice diaphragm piece all around here. This big old monstrous plastic piece. Yeah, that's also is the exhale valve that also attaches onto the drinking straw, which it actually is more have a different usage of it or different type than the ones I made reviews on. This one in particular do recommend using the type A for like the Camelback. And it also will, and yes, there's also like lenses for the thing itself. For things like the flashbang, the VPU flashbang lens, those are kind of a thing for it. So having like a hood for it, a fireproof hood for attachment, which I don't have that. The thread itself is made out of, or the thread is 40 millimeter NATO thread. So it's kind of a thing for it. And of course the head harness, this is made out of rubber, again made of the rigged rubber with the buckles attachment, where you actually, so to adjust the buckles, you actually have to adjust it like that. But to loosen it, you actually have to take off the plastic piece, and then you can loosen the straps up. Okay, inside of the mask itself, God, I look like I'm... So yes, inside of the mask itself, you could probably know. You could probably see that's also having like a straw that's attached to it. Now, if you actually have like this right here, the lever, if you switch it like that, the actual straw would be moved towards your mouth, type of deal. And of course, that's the exhale valve to it. And of course, it's also have like the buttons on the thing. Like it's actually supposed to have like the button area. Yeah, it's trying to put on the old nasal cup on the button. But yeah, it's the oh yeah, right here. You could probably see what's inside of it. So yeah, inside of it, that will have like a little like button inside of here. So, and yes, this is and this is actually more likely for optic lenses. So that's kind of another thing that was also added into there, or not to be exact. So, this is how it's function to it. So inhale, it travels through inside of it with the cut hole inside the oral nasal cup. It will travel through it, and when you exhale it, it will go this way. So let's test this bad boy out. So this is what it sounds like with the mask on. Now, the mask actually was not bad, but the problem was the drinking straw. Yeah, unfortunately the drinking straw wasn't a bad condition when I got this thing, and I had to be made this into use an Israel like hose to use it. So that's kind of the reason why it was kind of really weird and wasn't effective. But it actually was a really good mask for what it is. And that's kind of what really happened to the thing itself. So I think that might be the reason. So, yes, I'm giving the Avon S10 an 8 out of 10. Despite its flaws, this is kind of was actually not bad. Now, there is actually variants of it. We have is the SF10 that was used especially for police, or rather for security and special forces. There is also the AR10, which is actually used for police officers. The N10, that's actually a civilian use. And the N10 has that more unique look because it actually has a gray pieces than akin to the black ones. And the SF10MI, or IM, which it actually has a built-in microphone to the thing itself, which is also kind of rare. So, yeah, this is kind of probably a bad upgrade that got from replacing the S10 to the GSR, which is just very of a cursed mask that I don't have, but I'll eventually get that cursed mask. But overall, it actually became into a fairly classic, or rather kind of a classic mask to have. So much so that the US, yes, actually was going to make their own variant of it called the US 10. The biggest difference is the drinking straw was completely replaced with more of their MSA variant. And unfortunately that didn't win anywhere. And the accessories I don't have were like the lenses, the hood, And that's about it. So that wraps up the Avon S10. I'm Artoboy, and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys next time.